Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so happy you're joining me again today. Today I am back with another card for Reverse Confetti and I finally got these wonderful new products from the new release and I had so much fun making this card. Now I'm starting right into it, I'm getting right into it, and I'm starting with some strips. I cut down a bunch of paper strips from I think 5 colors of colored paper, or 6 maybe. I just used a bunch of colors that went well together, or so I thought. I think they go well together. I hope you like them too. I used some bright colors and some more muted tones as well. And I'm just covering a panel that's slightly larger than A2 size. You can see that I add glue to a whole portion of the cardstock, the white cardstock, and then just add a bunch of strips. And it goes really quickly. I think I only spent 4 minutes on this. And then I die cut this Postal panel die from it. This is the Postal panel die from Reverse Confetti from the latest release. And I just die cut that once from that stripped panel and also once from thick white cardstock. Now on a piece of vellum that is pretty much invisible here, I am stamping the Hello Daisy stamp, also from the new release. And I'm just stamping that in Versamark ink. Any clear embossing ink will do here. I'm making sure to get a really nice impression, so pressing it down really well. And then I put that aside and I'm also going to stamp the Hello sentiment from that same stamp set. So once again, this is the Hello Daisy stamp set from Reverse Confetti, and I'm also stamping the sentiment in Versamark ink. Now I am prepping my cardstock with an anti-static powder bag, as you can see there, and I am going to stamp this one twice because this is a really solid stamp. There's a lot of area that needs to be stamped down perfectly, so I'm stamping it twice just to be sure I have a nice impression. And then I can add embossing powder to both of these things. I am first going to add the white embossing powder to the vellum because I am using the same sheet of cardstock, the same sheet of copy paper to catch the embossing powder in. And I wouldn't mind having some white in my gold embossing powder, but I would find it horrible to find some gold in my white embossing powder. So that's why I did it this way, but it really doesn't matter. I am adding the gold glitter. This is the gold metallic sparkle embossing powder by Wow, and the white one was Wow bright white superfine embossing powder. So I'm heat setting both of these. Now on the vellum, you need to be really careful. I held my heat tool quite far from the vellum, and with the glitter embossing powder, I'm actually starting to heat from the back, so not all the glitter flies away, and then I finish it off at the front there. This stamp set has some coordinating dies, so I cut out the sentiment and the flowers as well. And then I cut out that coordinating die for the Hello 5 or 6 more times out of thick white cardstock. And I am stacking a bunch of those together. So I'm doing 2 groups. I am stacking 4 layers of white cardstock together. And then I will add a couple of layers behind my stamped one as well, but I'm keeping those 2 groups separate, and you will see why in a second. Or I'll just tell you. I really like to add dimension to my cards, as you know, but adding dimension to vellum is pretty much impossible. Now, if I have a large sentiment over top of my vellum element, like I will have here, I stack a bunch of them together, and one group I will use just to stack the sentiment on top of my vellum, but the other group I will put behind my vellum to add dimension to the flowers in this case. And that's just a really easy way to adhere your vellum down. Now I'm also making a shaped card here, so this is that Postal panel die that I cut from thick white cardstock, and I'm just adding a score line towards the top there. That will create a hinge, and that will form my card base once I glue it to the striped panel there. So I'm just going to reinforce that score line fold it back and reinforce it with my bone folder. And then I can add glue to all the areas above the score line and glue that to the back of that striped panel, and that will create our shaped card base. This is a really easy way to make shaped cards out of any die cut. I do it a lot. I do it with hearts a bunch. I do it with circles too, but this postal die is perfect for it. It's perfectly A2 size as well, so that's fun as well. Now, I just put the floral there, but I haven't adhered it down yet. And then I adhere the hello on top where I would want it to go on the card. And then I can adhere the other group of stacked hellos on the back of that vellum, and I will adhere that on top of my card. So I only add glue to the hellos underneath the vellum there. And that's my card all finished. Now I think I will still add some gold sequins to this. I saw the pictures and I wasn't super happy with it. I think it could do with some more sparkle, but I really like the striped panel and the gold glitter embossing powder on that hello. And I'm actually going to use that embossing powder again. So I am folding an envelope out of thick white cardstock. This is Clairefontaine DCP 250 GSM cardstock. And I used my WeAre Memory Keepers 123 punch board to fold an envelope with that. Now, down in the description below, I will have a video linked where I tell you all about how I make my matching envelopes. And also more about how to use that envelope punch board. Now I just stamped part of that Hello Daisy stamp set onto this envelope with the Versamark ink, and I am embossing this with that same metallic gold sparkle or gold metallic sparkle embossing powder by Wow. I can just funnel that embossing powder back into the jar and then heat set the part that's on my envelope. I really like to add embossing to envelopes because unlike ink, this will not smudge if the envelope gets a little wet or damp, and it's just a really fun touch to your envelope, I think. And once that's all heat set, this project is finished. This only took me 30 minutes to make, start to finish. Yes, even cutting the strips of paper, so I really like this quick and easy card. And it's so bright and cheerful too. It's a really fun card to send to anyone that needs a pick-me-up. It also features my two very favorite sets from this new Reverse Confetti release. That Postal panel, or the Postal cover panel die by Reverse Confetti, is just so gorgeous. I'm going to be using this on a lot of projects in the future. And I really love that floral stamp and the sentiment too. This is gonna be a go-to sentiment for me for sure. That Hello Daisy stamp set is just so stunning. I hope you like it too. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos, but if you can't wait for the next time I upload, check out the playlist I linked right here on top of this video for more Reverse Confetti videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.